go with the flow.
Yeah. I mean, if you've got articles, bring them up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got
like
it.
you don't have to like try and fit everything in.
No, I think out of all the articles I've found this week, as much as some of them really pissed me off when I wanted to talk about them, there's only one I wanted to talk about, and it happened today. So actually, there's a few good things that happened today.
Well, I do want to hear. Just bring them up if we got the time for it. Let's go.
Something
for it,
I'd
mate.
like to.
Yeah. Well, good.
I don't really want to bring up, but I'm fucking pissed off about.
Oh, I'm pissed off too. I've got this rant waiting under my skin. And hello, everyone. This is the In the Bread podcast. This is dead.
Why are you so angry to announce it?
I'm
In
fucking
the Bread
pissed.
podcast.
I'm pissed. I went full dick pin on my way home from work today.
You had work today.
Yeah, I did. I
Oh,
got
wait.
called in.
I didn't get to hear all of your story last night.
Oh, good.
So I have a feeling it was something to do with incorrect scheduling.
Yeah. Oh, that was a different thing. Thing. They just. Well, the manager was in today. For some reason I was scheduled to work yesterday, which was never a thing ever going to happen. It just doesn't happen at my work. I don't do Mondays, and the boss. And I found out purely by coincidence, but like 3 minutes after my thing was meant to happen, my shift was meant to start. So I called up work and I was like, can I speak to my manager? And they were like, she's not here. And I was like, look, I don't have a shift today. I don't know why it's saying it does. I'm like, well, apparently you do. And it's like, I don't. I honestly don't. This is not something that happens. And they're like, don't worry, we'll find a replacement. And of course, I was freaking out about it. And then today, when I went to see my manager, I was like, what's going on? I was I was put in for a shift yesterday, and the manager was looking over the shift sheet, and she was like, "You were. That's wrong. No, that's really wrong. There is no way I'd put you on a Monday." And I was like, "Oh, good. So it wasn't me. It was something wrong with the computer." So,
Right.
yeah. So I wasn't in the wrong, which was good. Yeah.
So they got someone to fill in.
They got
as well?
someone to fill in, yeah, which is good. And anyway, I should probably do the rest of the intro. We got with us the incestuous, friggin' I don't know, Arnwit. We got Nugsy, whatever. I don't care. It's not that I don't care about the podcast. I'm so tired from work.
About us.
And then I had
I know that feeling. Right.
biggest load of shit happen to me after work, which really pissed me off. But I'll get into that once I find out how your guys' days have been.
Oh mate, fucking shit.
Good to hear.
Just the fucking. I think it's the last week.
Wow.
I've been saying it the last week and a half. Just the last week and a half. I don't have to deal with customers.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
You're lucky.
It's still been the worst fucking week and a half of this entire year.
Yeah. And why is that? Nugsy? What's happened?
Well, I'm like a pinball machine. I'm back and forth between fucking
Testicles.
one warehouse in the middle of fucking whoop whoop, another warehouse down the road, back to the fucking head office, back to the warehouse. And
Doing what exactly? Deliveries?
oh, it's fucking bunch. Well, Monday,
Here we go.
I was at the warehouse in Whoop Whoop,
Uh-huh.
and I was just moving shit around, these big fucking boxes, and it was stiflingly hot.
So you got paid to exercise and do weights. How big are your muscles right now, Nugsy? Big enough?
I'm feeling them, and they feel big.
Yeah, exactly. You basically got paid to go to a gym without air conditioning. That's what you got to do.
Well, it's the warehouse can kind of get cool.
Is that cool
But
as
it
in
just-
the sense
it's
of
just
temperature or
stuffy.
fashion
Or
sense?
Fonzie.
It dresses up real nice.
Oh, good. Get stuffy,
Monday.
yeah. Humidity and stuffiness is two things you want to avoid at all costs.
But today, so I was back at that warehouse today. We just had to drop some stuff off. Then we headed to the new shop.
The new one.
Yes.
Not at Whoop Whoop,
the
I'm
new
guessing.
one. No, this is the one down the road.
Okay,
The one
yeah.
we're meant to be moving to before March, and we've barely done anything. So I don't know how they're going to move everything in 3 months.
Let's say
But
March is all the way over there. I'm pointing. You guys can't see, but I'm actually pointing north, hoping that that's where March is.
well, it's gonna keep marching.
Okay, good. 3 months is a long time, Nugsy. I mean, what's the warehouse that you have to move? Maybe like a tractor.
Yeah, but
a signed
we were
picture
meant
of
to.
Pamela Anderson. Pamela Anderson. How do you say her
Brendan
name?
Fraser.
No.
Pamela Anderson.
Pamela Anderson.
Pemelon. Oh, that's like the. Can't remember like some. I can't remember what show it was, but like one of the shows from the 90s. Afterwards, you know how they have like the
Everyone Loves
like,
Raymond.
Fremulon, that's the one.
Fremulon.
Yeah.
The hell's Fremulon?
It's not a show. It's the.
Sounds racist.
It's like the production company or something.
Yeah, that
afterwards.
ends up at the end of the
Like
show.
the-
That post credits.
Yeah.
Like
Everyone.
the
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, like,
Sit,
sit, boo,
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 sit.
sit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, what about this one? What about this one? That's one bad hat, Harry.
Yes.
You know that
That's
one?
another one.
Lovey, you
What's
must
that
know that
from?
one.
What's that one?
The End of House. That's some bad hat, Harry. Two guys sitting on the beach. It's like a really crude animation.
No, I don't remember.
Ah, that was the original House series.
I guess I should know that. I watched it longer than you, and I don't recall.
Speaking of longer, hang on.
The days.
Put it back.
Some bad hat, Harry. I don't. Just go to it. Don't warn me about anything. I'm sick of it.
It wants me to verify a browser, but I don't have a fucking email. You're gonna send the email, you're gonna sit on your hands.
No one knows what you guys are talking about.
There you go. It'll be the second.
Fucking.
You'll recognize
That's some bad hat, Harry.
I think the
Oh.
second one's better.
Second one's the one you want.
Uncharted territory.
I've never heard that before, though.
You
Really?
did the end of
Yeah.
every House episode.
No.
You obviously didn't watch it till the end.
You.
Yeah,
He's
I,
not
mean,
true.
I never do with shows, so yeah.
He's not a true House fan.
What is wrong with you?
There was nothing after House for me to want to keep.
Yeah, some bad hat Harry.
Yeah, which is
But I didn't know.
and that was taken from that movie with the shark,
And with and Harry.
Jaws. Apparently,
Harry Jaws. That was his name.
Harry Jaws.
R.I.P. Harry Jaws.
I'm sick of this, and I just go to Google boobs and just be happy from now on. How do you spell? Oh no! Don't put that's some bad hat Harry boobs. That's just gross. He's like 50 years
Is he?
old. No, more like 60. Closer to 70.
That hat Harry guy.
Yeah, maybe 80. Possibly 90.
Oh, ha! He does have boobs, doesn't he?
I know.
His boobs.
It's really not what I want to see. Anyway, Arnwood, how was your day?
Fuck you. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
It was actually it was a load of
You didn't
bullshit.
tell us about it.
You know, there is not enough time in the podcast for me to get into how much. The day was a lot of bullshit because working in retail, welcome to Nightmare on Elm Street, because that's what it's like. But it wasn't so much. I got through my shift, you know. It was a long day, and I just took it with a grain of salt. I rubbed fucking alcoholic hand wash in my eyeballs to get through the pain of having to deal with so many pain in the ass customers. Anyway, we got Secret Santa this year, and it's something I've been dying to do for so many years and so many different jobs, and no one has ever done it until this year. And this year, I was given my Secret Santa, and by pure coincidence, like a couple of days before, I had a shift with that person, I'm not saying if it's a he or a she, or an it, and I found out what they liked. Something that they really, really loved, so they had a big passion about. And I was like, great, that's something I know about, and that's something that I would be able to kind of look into, purely by chance. And then I was like, okay, I've come up with this great idea. I'm going to get like a really cool print done of this thing, of this. It was actually a TV show, of some fan artwork that looked really cool, and I know that this person would really like this as a gift, and it's something I put thought into. And so I went after work. I went to Kmart in my shopping center, and I was like, "Cool, okay." The morning I spent about half an hour like fixing up the artwork to make sure that the image itself had enough DPIs and it also was a big enough resolution to get a good quality. So I went to there. I had all my USB, and I was excited for the entire day. I was like, "Yes, okay, I'm gonna do this." And I went up to Kmart, and I went to the photo printing place where they do canvases. And so this is where the nightmare fucking began. And you know what? It's still a continuing nightmare. I went up to the machine, and the first machine I sat down to didn't work. And the other two machines were being used, and the one on the far end was turned off. So I had to wait for one to be used. When I got to finally get to one to be used, I was looking for the canvas option because I wanted it to be like a proper canvas printout. Couldn't find it, so I was there for about 5 minutes playing around in this freaking computer that takes 20 fucking minutes to load every freaking time you go to a different screen. Went up to the counter. I was like, "Look, I need to do a canvas. How do I do this?" It's like, we don't print canvases here right now. I was like, "What do you mean?" Okay, great. Well, what else can I do? And so it's like, we can do regular photos, but you know, there's no instant print. It's all going to be next day. I was like, that's fine. I don't need it till Friday. I can wait until next no, I can wait a couple of days. And during my searching for canvases, I found this thing called a block, which is basically like a print that's done on a block of wood, and it's a decent size. And I was thinking, okay, that's different. It's not a canvas, but it's certainly not a stupid picture that's just going to be a poster that's going to be printed out. So I went to the machine. I was like, okay, cool, 12 by 12 block, metallic, on a metallic print, which was going to cost a little bit more, but I didn't mind spending a little bit more. So I was like, okay, cool, that's it. Got the image, got it all in place, got it set up, fantastic. You know, I think it was, how big was it? How many inches? What did I say? 20 by 20 inches. Anyway, it doesn't matter of this metallic print. So
I think so.
So
I don't know if you said specified inches, but I think it was about 20.
20 by 20. So I got my receipt, went up to the counter, I was like, here we go, I want to pay for that. And it's like, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm kind of interested to see how it comes out as a metallic print. And the guy goes, oh, we don't do those prints here because we don't have that type of metallic printing paper. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I will go again and do a new order of just a standard print on a block. So I went over to the machine again, got a 20 by 20 standard print on a block. Had to go through all the same bullshit for a third time, with the slow loading screens, with the terrible USB connection, with the fact that it doesn't friggin' take... So I did it, and I was like, great, okay, third printout, got my third receipt. And I hadn't paid for the others because A, I didn't get one for the first one, and B, I'm not going to pay for something I'm not going to get. So I got it as a 20 by 20 standard print on a block. Went up to the thing, I was like, here we go. And he looks at it and he goes, oh, 20 by 20, we don't do that size. And I swore. In his fucking face, I swore. And I said, don't worry about it. And I left. And...
That doesn't sound like a swear word. What was a swear word?
Oh, I swore in another language, but I did it at his face. Anyway, nonetheless, I still said a swear. And I just said, don't worry about it. And then I call up customer service, and I said, look, I need a place in Kmart that does this because every independent company that offers canvas prints is charging you about 10 times the price of what they can do at Kmart. And they said, okay, no worries, we'll look for it in your area. Does this suburb work for you? It's like, yes, that's great. And he goes, okay, what about here? It's like, where's that? And he goes, oh, well, that's the suburb, you know, where it's at. And I was like, are you sure? And I've never heard of that road before. He was telling me where to go in fucking Victoria. Not New South Wales, fucking Victoria. And I was like, are you kidding me with this stupid shit? So I was like, just tell me where. And he's like, okay, what about here, Parramatta? I was like, okay, that works. That's not too far. And then I called up and they said, yes, we can do that, but we can't do same day. And I was like, well, then I'm going to have to go out to Parramatta one day. And then the next day I've got to go back out. And this is becoming extremely inconvenient for what was meant to be extremely convenient for me when it was all at my workplace or near my workplace. I said, I can't do that. So I thought, you know what? I'll make it only one trip. I'll go home and I'll go onto the online store with the Kmart printing thing and I'll order it through there. So I did that. And you know what? The prices and the sizes on the online store is different to what they offer in store. They're more expensive and they're ridiculous shapes. And it's all in centimeters. It's all inches in store. It's all centimeters on the friggin' online store. So I'm there trying to find the one I'm looking for and it doesn't exist. And the one that is closest to is 3 times the fucking price for the exact same thing as in store. So that was my night.
What is this service? I've never heard of this.
It's given me a stroke. Is what it's done. It's Kmart.com photo centers. That is the online service where you can print out a photo canvas or a block or get your picture printed on a mug, something stupid like that, or your own calendars, things like that, right?
Right.
They've got Kmart Photo Center Kmart, which is the in-store service they provide, and that's like the website where they talk about everything that you can get in store. And then they've got Kmart Online Photo Center Kmart, which is their online services, which you can then get it posted to you or I guess pick up in store. And they don't match up. They are two different things, even though it's done through the same company using the same services. It's just different pricing and different sizes. Of course, it makes complete sense. Oh.
Weird that they don't have like... Oh, hang on, there it is. Did this like magically...
So that was my day.
Oh, that's photo books. You can't get prints that are like the same, they're square. They're all different sizes.
I know, and you can get square ones from the in-store, which is what I wanted. I wanted to get a square print.
It does have inches on the website as well as centimeters. As next to it in brackets.
Is that Kmart Photo Center or Kmart Online Photo Center? Because there's two different ones. and I went to online.
I don't know.
The online one, which is the one done through all online, which is pretty cool. I like the idea. It's all in centimeters. I couldn't find an inches alternative. And even still, the one when I actually got the translations done, it was like 20. It's going to cost me $19 for like a 20 by 20 print in store, and then it's something like, hang on, I'll find it. And for a regular canvas one, because they didn't have the cheaper option, which I was going to go for, it's like $40, closer to $40. I'm like, I'm not spending. I've only got a $20 limit, so $19 was perfect. I spent ages friggin' getting this picture just right for the damn canvas, and I went through all this bullshit just to find out that no matter, it's one of those
not
things.
Not once, not twice.
Oh, 3 times. So I can't
Not
wait.
even 3 times. You call having got a fucking different area.
Of course.
Of the country.
Yeah, that's right.
So, are you gonna go to one in Parramatta or not?
What are you gonna do now?
I don't know. I've only got like 3 days to get this thing. We only found out about the Secret Santa. Like, it was only like finally like confirmed by the manager yesterday, and we've only got till December 2nd, which is like 3 days away.
Yeah.
So I don't have much time. So
Wait.
What?
22nd.
The 22nd. Yeah, that's this
I
Friday.
only had second, sorry.
88 seconds.
22nd.
20 seconds. So I don't. If it's going to be done the next day, I'm working on the Friday. So I've only got tomorrow and the day after. So it's got to be done tomorrow if I'm going to do it. And I don't want to catch a train and spend 3 hours to go all the way to friggin' Parramatta to find out that they can't do it because their services are shut down too, and then come all the way back. I give up. I give up. You know, you try and do something nice for someone, and you just get fucked in the face by the man.
Which man?
All of them.
There's so many of them.
I know. God. So that was me, and then I went on to I was trying to check out private companies, and everyone's like, "Yeah, we do that for $60." I'm like, but that's like twice the size for.
What about Officeworks?
Actually, I was looking at Officeworks before, but I couldn't find out if they did Canvas Officeworks.
I don't know actually.
So even if it's like a good, just anything, and I was looking at.
I think that hurt. I think they sell canvas prints, but like not custom canvas prints.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe. Wait.
Maybe.
Let's have a look.
Okay. Help support. No. Posters and plans. Licenses.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Create a range of canvas prints.
Where are we?
It might be a bit pricey though. I don't know.
Where is it? 3D printing and 3D scanning. Oh, that's a cool service they offer.
3D printing?
They do 3D printing and 3D scanning, apparently. You can get 3D...
At Officeworks?
Yeah.
Fuck, never heard of that before.
Come to Officeworks. We'll do that for you.
That's the canvas prints one.
Thank you. I was trying to find it, but I couldn't find it, so no. Okay, what are we looking at here for...
Upload your photos. I can't get the photo of Lever's as a testicle.
Actually, for $29, you know, I'm only paying $5 more. That's not too bad. I hope it's a decent size. That's all. Oh, here we go. Gallery wrapped canvas prints for $19. Okay, this could work. And Officeworks isn't that far from me. I could almost walk it if I really gave it a rat's ass. But
might be worth giving him a call beforehand or something, just in case, so you're not wasting a trip again.
Well, on the plus side, I'll have a good thing to rant about next time we podcast. So,
yeah.
You know, that's one good thing. The misery kind of. When I got home, I listened to Grief Cunt about 6 times through the that one song.
I have a song with you that I showed my old man. I found it earlier by mistake.
Oh, really?
It's great. It's fantastic.
I've been trying to get in contact with our guitarist. The guitarist is trying to write new stuff, so we're trying to develop our second song. But it's really hard for him to do anything because he hasn't practiced in a while, so he's kind of lost his speed. So he's trying to recuperate that. So I don't know if I should just give him the boot or if I should be like, I don't know, just be patient.
So explain to the people who might be listening. Grief Cunt.
Grief Cunt is a underground Sydney grindcore bands that just fucking hate society. We take no pride in being good. We just do it because we want to be fucking angry and we enjoy writing heavy metal music.
We.
Well, yeah, the band and myself. It's me.
Okay. I wasn't sure you were telling people that it was you. Yeah.
Well, people. Yeah, it's on my Facebook. Like that's like my one job is the lead singer for Grief Cunt. It's Wait, where's our names? Let's see. It's me as the vocalist. We've got the guitarist, which is Gashhead. the bass player, which is Garth Hill. Garth Hill, I can't never say it properly. And our drummer, she is Laticus, I think her name was. I don't.
Laticus.
All these weird names. Or
So,
Lucas.
did you guys come up with your own names individually, or did you like band together and decide?
This is just all the stuff we came up with. My name's Cyst because I like, Cyst is such a great thing that invades the human body.
And you were thinking about my sister at the time, weren't you?
No, cyst, not cyst.
I know. I heard what you said.
You dumbass.
So what could I, instead of saying sister, I'll say sis. Oh, and I'll just make up something about liking sis.
Killing floor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, hey, so these bandmates of yours. They're your age, aren't they, or are they older, or what?
I think they're younger than me. I think I'm the oldest one. I know.
Really?
We all do it
So
through.
who's this drummer chick you're talking about?
Well, the problem is we're all scattered around. So we've got a Dropbox, and the idea is that we've got one person up in Queensland, myself in New South Wales, one person in Perth, and the other one all the way down in Melbourne. So we're kind of collaborating this band. Not actually, we can't rehearse in person. We have to do it through Dropbox. So someone will like write guitar riffs. And then the bass player will do his bit, and then the drummer will put her bit in, and then I'll put the vocals in, and it's like, okay, cut that bit, we like that bit, hate this bit, it's all shit, let's start again. So
How many songs have you guys done?
1.5, that's it. And it took us a year to do the first one, so...
Well,
How long ago is that?
It takes effort and time to make perfect art form.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But isn't...
Sure,
I suppose you're still putting some sort of effort if you're like chopping and changing things.
Yeah. Oh, we are. And like, I mean, there's this... Friggin' Gash, he sent me, like, 5 sets of different tracks for this guitar riff. So I said, no, that's shit. No, that's terrible. That's worse than the first song. Come on, try harder. And it's like, I've literally just said no. And, yeah, he's going to go back to his drawing board and just kind of work on his craft again. And I've picked up the guitar actually just to try and get it, bust out a few chords, but I can't do it at the speed that some guitarists do because it's just so friggin' fast. But anyway, that's it. That's it.
I can't remember what we were talking about before we kind of...
Your work moving?
Shut. Oh.
3D printing.
3D printing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, yeah, 3D printing as well.
Wasn't there a Japanese lady who put out the 3D design of, like, vaginas? Her vagina?
Isn't that what a fleshlight is?
Yeah, but, like, it was actually...
Is that what a vagina's for?
3D printing.
That's true.
Oh, I
Yeah,
guess.
that's what vagina's used for.
Well, that's what I use mine for.
3D printing.
Mm-hmm.
What have you printed?
A baby.
Not just the baby.
Placenta.
Oh, baby.
The bungee cord. Some cream pie. Oh,
Nice.
Gotta love it. No. You know what? This is like the one article I'm willing. Actually, there's 2 articles I think that are interesting. 3 articles. Let's start that. Let's say 4 articles. 5 articles. 5 articles.
Yeah, we got 5. We got 5.
We're going 5.
Nice.
Well, we brought up last week. I think this is just. I think this is going to be just a general topic of conversation. Vagina beer. Are you guys thirsty?
It again? No.
Don't you like the idea?
No, it's gross.
Oh, your sister must have said no then.
Yeah.
Gross.
It's beer made from vagina juices. Well, it's a swab.
Did we not bring this up in the other podcast?
No, we brought it up afterwards.
Yeah.
So,
I do you remember how that started?
You better have the backstory then.
I found there's like the kind of the tutorial. The promotional, the how-to guide, the promotional video on YouTube that I linked to you guys, and you guys watched it, and it's like, beer, we take the swabs fresh from our models, and it's like one lady looked like she was depressed as all shit, posing for
yeah. She's really happy with her lot in life. Her and her vagina beer.
It must just be, they must just use a certain bacteria found within that area
Maybe,
to
break down the...
Yeah.
I like the idea that they made this beer out of like their vagina juices, and they just have a bottle of it sitting at home on their mantelpiece.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
It's like all they've amounted to so far. It's their trophy.
there is so many perverts out there. Yes, this thing would take off. But I liked Nugsy's idea of semen cider.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It rolls off the
Oh
tongue.
fuck!
With free refills. What?
I just forgot about our guest, didn't I? Oh well,
What gas?
guest.
Oh, yeah. I know. I was asking if Andy was going to join us, and then Leba was
When?
like, oh, when you left.
Oh.
Ah, yeah.
I suppose I could always ask it now if you wanted.
Yeah, that's good. Well, it's half an hour in. Maybe next week.
Your call. I can just shoot her a message now. She might not even reply in time.
Okay. Let's
Next week. We'll do it next week.
let's-
I think it's too late now.
we'll send her a message, say this is when we're doing it next week. Sorry we forgot to add you this week.
Oh, it's just been such a shit week. I forgot all
I
about
know.
it.
Me too. Actually, I forgot about it when you came back, so otherwise I would have said something. You know what's been a shit week for other people as well? Right now in San Francisco, have you seen these security droids that are taking over San Francisco? It's like a 5-foot high R2D2's retarded cousin dildo shaped security droid that's meant to
What?
take photographs and record stuff, and it patrols the area, and it's meant to be the safety thing in San Francisco. And the company that was using it, one of the companies, I think they had one at Microsoft and another one at a different company, the spokeslady said it's really been good for getting rid of homeless people around the streets around where the office is. And from that point on, it has blown up into this fucking thing where the entire internet is like, oh, how dare you treat homeless people this way? And it's like, she responded by saying it was an offhanded comment. We understand homelessness is a serious issue, but it's just one thing that we've noticed that the security robot does. And the entire world now hates this robot and wants it destroyed.
Rather than helping the homeless, they want to hate on the robot. Yeah.
This is the fucking thing. If they're so passionate about homeless people living wherever they are, invite them into your front yard. If you're that passionate about it, for goodness sakes, isn't that stupid? Friggin' hell.
I mean, homeless people are interesting because the one
They're all crazy.
The ones I've met they usually show me their penis too.
I'm usually the one showing it. So I did I think it was with St. Vincent de Paul. We did it with through school, and when you'd go around of a nighttime and you'd
Scary
help
homeless
dispense
people.
food,
Oh.
jumping behind bushes.
Yeah.
I'm death.
I'm the aliens. I'm monitoring your brain. Tweaking your nipples. So you actually did that, dispensing.
Yeah.
You're a walking
food
vending
and
machine.
drink and yeah. I mean, essentially.
Oh, that's great. I think Meals on Wheels and things like that to help people in need is a fantastic thing that we need more of.
There was one guy who was, I think he used to be a teacher. He was well versed in economics, but he was living in the street.
It's society. Maybe you just can't.
And I think there was another guy who, I think, could afford to live in a house but didn't want to.
Yeah.
Some of them are a bit, I don't want to say strange, but quirky.
They just don't feel right in society. Look, when I was living in a
They
particular...
don't feel right in society, so they're outside where they can see society. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, there was a guy I knew. He was homeless. He was a proper homeless guy. His name is Michael, actually, and I saw his photo in the newspaper not so long ago because a guy was doing photographs, a street photographer was doing photographs around Bondi, and he managed to snap a photo of him, and his name's Michael, and he's a lovely, lovely homeless dude, and I bumped into him, and I started talking to him, and then every so often when I was out for my walks, I would bump into him. This is quite a few years ago, during summertime, and I would just sit there and talk to him for maybe an hour, because it would be really interesting to see this guy's life stories and stuff like that. But over time, I bumped into him again a year later because he just kind of went missing, and I could kind of see how much his brain had started to lose even more grip. And I said to him when I first met him, I was like, look, do you have family, do you have friends, is there anyone I can get in contact for you to try and help you out in your situation? And he said, no thank you. He didn't say no thank you, he didn't respond to it. He didn't want it. He didn't want that help.
No.
He was just in that spot, and you can lead a horse to water, but you can't get the water
Look,
to flow through the horse. So
the other thing is that like there may be a specific reason why he wouldn't want to get back in touch with his family.
could be drugs, alcohol abuse. He could have lost a kid. He could have been fired, or divorced. Could have been any number of reasons, and you just lose your mind, and you just you're stuck in this one thing. You're trying to relive this moment. That's why you see people gibbering on the streets. They're just like having this constant argument with like this friends that's like just completely destroyed their lives 10 years ago because someone stole someone else's pot or something, and it's a shame. It's a real shame.
Yeah.
But you know what? I don't know. We need a better system for them, but some of them don't want that system because there is help out there for them.
They reject it.
Yeah.
They don't want that kind of assistance. They like living on the streets and then complaining that they don't get enough of whatever. But at the same time, if they live on the streets, they don't have to pay the government anything.
True. But
they live off other people's money.
Yeah, well,
not necessarily.
And they can have whatever drugs and food or whatever the hell they want at any time. If they're comfortable eating out of bins and shit rather than having a proper meal, then why would they want to go back to a home? Like they're used to it. Obviously some of them are like that because that's how they want to live. It's just easier for them. And they're assholes. Honestly, those people are assholes. But
some are, not everyone.
Those ones that want to live homeless and don't want to better themselves, they're assholes because they just basically stealing off people anyway. The other people that actually need help, you know, it sucks for them, but then they get the bad rep because of the stereotypical homeless people.
I knew a guy who's twice homeless, and both times, like he said, he was living in a tent in like a nature reserve, living off the food he actually caught on the nature reserve, and that he was able to scavenge. And both times he was able to pull himself out of that, re-get it. Like he'd start off on Centrelink, get housing, get a new job, quit Centrelink, and actually get himself back on his feet. I don't know how he managed to slip up and do it again. He's also been to jail as well, so he's had a pretty rough. He said he did drugs, but then he quit. And to his word,
relapse, maybe,
possibly. It's who knows. As I say, he's been in jail once or twice, so that's probably never helped him. Going out of jail, I don't think there's really services. I mean, there are services out there to help people, but if you reject those services, you're pretty much then just homeless unless you got family to stay with. So it is possible to do it. It's probably just a bloody hard thing to do, and you think, well, I've reached this low. I can't get any lower. I'm comfortable.
That's the thing.
Here.
Some people just don't care. I mean, it's easy for someone to be homeless if they don't give a shit about anything.
Yeah, but should we have security bots driving? I like the idea of like a friggin' RoboCop Terminator guy walking around stopping crime, but this is just literally a dildo on wheels. Seriously. That's what
I don't know. It's not.
It sounds like it's a trial for something bigger and better at some point.
Homelessness isn't an easy answer.
You know, Russia. You know how like the whole like UN, every nation has said we will not create robots to kill people. We will not create essentially Terminators in order to kill people in war. Russia has said, "Oh fuck that. We've already started doing that." So the rest of the world is now behind because some fuckwits.
No. What? They're not behind. They're just saying they are.
Oh, you think America's still doing it?
America does whatever the hell they want at any time. It's come on, man. I will never believe it.
Actually, Japan, China. I know all these guys would have it in working. Fucking hell, it would be.
Yeah, they will have whatever they want. Everything's all top secret. Yeah, why would the public know about something like that anyway? That stuff will actually bring fear to the general public.
Maybe that's it. Maybe they're not doing it. They just said it to upset people. We're Russia. We're like cool fuck with you.
Well, that could also be a thing. Yeah.
I mean, it's that whole the art of war. Susan, I forget the philosopher's name.
Sun Tzu.
He's got a great line. It's the only thing I can remember from that book. It was when weak appear strong and when strong appear weak. I think that's exactly what Russia's doing.
Sun Tzu.
Yeah, Sun Tzu.
Oh well. So, yeah. Craziness.
That is the world.
That is the world.
That is the world.
But you know what?
We live in.
I get a huge boner just thinking about Terminators. They're just like the coolest fucking thing. I don't.
Did we have this conversation last week?
Probably.
Oh yeah, because I
sex
mentioned
dolls.
Terminator, and you're like,
Oh.
"Oh, Terminator must have been over Terminator or something."
Terminator.
Oh yeah, because all right, at the start, I remember how the conversation started now from last week. Just felt like deja vu.
I just want them all to be Arnold Schwarzeneggers with the voice. And that's when we started to talk about the N
Yes,
word.
I know. That's why I
It
was.
sounded like
Yeah, how this happened then? Reva. Fucking hell.
Trevor.
Reva. On it. Oh well.
What Rev?
Yeah.
Trevor.
Revlo.
brought to you by Revlo.
Yeah.
She's gone.
So I hate working during the week. It's terrible.
Yeah, work sucks.
Yeah,
I know.
what?
She left me.
As a common folk,
roses
you have to
yes.
have a job, mate.
no, you don't. You
Yeah.
can be homeless and live off the man. And
I
get
couldn't
mad.
do homeless. I couldn't do it.
I'd want to try it for a week just to see what it's like. But then you'd have to use public toilets. You'd have to.
No! Oh!
I mean, if you were doing, if
You
you're
could
in,
find an alley.
but I need to wipe my ass and I need to wash my hands afterwards.
No, I can't have this conversation.
Have you guys ever had to wipe your ass standing up?
I
Yeah,
used to
but
when I
no,
was younger,
I've done that
when I was a
before.
kid.
This was a big thing. I was listening to a podcast ages ago. It was a big thing. Apparently, there's this whole.
Was it this one?
I'm hoping so. There's this whole group of people out there who wipe after going poopy standing up. They stand up to wipe.
I think in Germany,
What?
they
They
I think
sh-
it's Germany. They convince people, males, to sit down to pee because it prevents like splashage and like
Yeah.
piss being all over the floors and toilets
Good.
and stuff.
That's actually a good idea.
But what if the toilet seat's dirty? I like the. It's
Well,
just-
I guess they try and clean them clean to entice, to convince people. Actually, I think they installed devices under the seats
to make a noise.
that would make a noise or
Yeah.
like leave a message if the seat was lifted up.
Yeah, as a form of embarrassing people to
Yeah.
stop it. And, you know, this is the great incentive, but the problem is public toilets or even toilets in a shopping center, they're just so filthy.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what we need? We need.
Never.
I want an automatic toilet cleaner that literally, when a toilet is finished being used, the room is scanned like 3 different ways. It checks for movement, it checks for heat signatures, and it checks for any and a change in the CO2 level that from what people breathe out. If all pass, it will then lock the door in a sealed environment, and then it will pump scorching hot steam on every surface, killing every form of bacteria and every shit nugget that people leave on the toilet seat and that do that disgusting stuff, and clean it, and then and then filter out all the steam and have the toilet freshly cleaned for the next
You
person to
should
use.
totally stop talking now, because that's an idea that you need to bank on right now.
It won't ever
See,
happen.
that's well. I mean, that as fantastic as that sounds, like the point of public restrooms is that they're meant to be easily available. If you have to wait 5 minutes for it to like
I'm not talking 5
sterilize,
minutes, but maybe if we got like 5 of them there, and it happens, maybe with
like
the
you can
AI,
do it at an airport.
if it was like AI and it knew when the quiet periods were, it would do that maybe, okay, let's say 3 times a day when it knew when the quiet,
Okay,
it
that's
registered
fair enough.
when the quiet, this is what's going to happen. But I don't think that
Set it on
safety,
timer or something.
no, there would be no safety procedures. Well, AI, it would be like, okay, on Mondays I'm quiet between say 10 o'clock in the morning and 11 o'clock, so that's when I'm going to do my cleaning process out of the 3 of the 4 toilets, and then 1 will still be available. And computers will learn to work around how humans kind of go, because it's a phenomenon. People are like that. And like in any job I've ever had, in any retail job, and I've spoken to other people in retail, there are waves of customers who will be quiet for an hour, and then it'll be like a 15-minute rush when everyone just seems to come in at once, and then it'll be quiet again.
That's work in general.
Well,
When I worked at
same with
KFC,
poop.
it was like 1 o'clock.
What?
Wait, you'd go 12:30. That's the lunch rush. But no, everyone probably sat at home going, no, I'll wait an hour because everyone will be rushing at 12.
12.
And instead they all rushed and turned up at 1 o'clock
Yeah, it's the Heimlich
without
maneuver.
fail.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we're calling this theory, the Heimlich maneuver. Would you reckon that was all
True that.
bullshit? Like,
What?
apparently people were like conspiracy theorists were saying the Heimlich maneuver doesn't actually save lives, it doesn't do anything, and it's just all, if you're gonna get it out. In fact, when I did first aid, they didn't teach us to do the Heimlich maneuver. They said if someone is choking from food, you get them to kind of rest their hands on their knees, squat and bend over a bit, and then you kind of get the palm of your hand and hit them between the shoulder blades, kind of fairly hard, 3 times.
And don't they now like stop teaching people to do the mouth-to-mouth resuscitation because it doesn't do anything either?
No, they taught me that.
They taught you that. Oh, okay. Because I heard.
How long ago was this though?
Maybe I got it done earlier this year, so maybe March.
Oh, well, maybe people at work, they got it done this year, like maybe a month ago, and they were told that you don't need to do it. There's other better ways to do it.
Really?
Yeah. Well, maybe they still teach it as like so but nowadays most of the time they just say do the chest compressions. Or whatever it's called.
What I was taught was don't bother looking for a pulse, because if the person's breathing, then the likelihood is that the pulse is going. If the person has stopped breathing, because it's all kind of connected together, that's when you start to perform CPR. And they taught. I remember it's ingrained in my mind because I know I'm going to use it one day to save a life.
It's good to remember this.
And I'm going to be like, I was a fucking hero that day. And then I realized that the person wasn't having a heart attack; they were having a seizure, and I killed them. Okay, but it's 2 mouths and then 30 compressions, I think it was, and then I remember it. And the guy that we got taught was like a freaking. It was a really cool dude. He was intense, but he had a good sense of humor as well because he's slightly crazy. He looked like an army sergeant. He was a big, stocky dude, bald, bit of tattooage, and was like, well, okay, don't hit me, sir. And but I know that they don't bother looking for a pulse anymore. It's more just making sure what was it? Making sure the area was safe, and then trying to get a reaction from them. They taught us like the major kind of things we'll come into, like strokes, heart attacks, like broken arms, twisted ankles, those kind of things. So they taught us all the bandages and whatnot. So it was I reckon it's something that everyone should do at some point. But the problem is it always changes, like every year, as you say. Now that apparently they don't do mouth to mouth. In fact, they said if you're in like a Westfield and they have like a defibrillator, you grab the defibrillator, you perform CPR, get someone to grab it, and then you attach that on it, and then that does the job. And you just press the buttons and it will do it for you. You know, this is robots taking over. And one day it's going to be Terminators that are there to perform CPR on you if you collapse. It's like, okay, do it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and do it, all things. It's like...
But if they're robots, they wouldn't need CPR, would they? They'd be mobile defibrillators, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would be. Well, that's it. They'll do that, which would be cool.
Well, I remember, and I think Rosa kind of debunked this because I remember in school I heard many times until that point that when you do the chest compressions, you do it to the beat of "Staying Alive." Apparently, you don't do that at all anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, far out. That blew my head off.
You and my dad have a thing in common. Sneezes.
Staying alive.
True.
Actually, that's true. I think you're right, actually. That's kind of like the speed I was taught to do it at. But
yeah, but apparently that's changed. It's not a thing anymore.
Well, changes it. Well, before they used to say, I don't know how they say compressions, but it was only fairly recently, or maybe 10 years ago. I don't know. You know what? I'm not qualified to say, but I know that at some point they changed it. So they said when you do compressions, it's a third of the way in on the body itself because everyone has a different sized body. So a bigger person will need deeper compressions, where a smaller,
like harder ones.
Yeah, harder ones, where a child would only need lighter ones.
See, that scares me. Like, how do you do a couple of test ones first, and then you go in for the?
No, you just go for
like. How do you know?
I mean, even like I remember someone asked, "What if this person has had a chest accident and you can feel ribs cracking?" They say, "Well, cracked ribs or brain damage from no oxygen." And it's like, okay, fair enough. It's like the case of two evils. You choose the lesser evil.
It's alright. You can just get sued afterwards. Breaking someone's ribs, which has happened before. Not under
the Good Intentions Act or something like that. If you're trying,
is that a thing?
If you're trying to do something and to the best of your knowledge, it is your way of trying to keep this person from out of harm's danger or safe or from dying, and you think that you're doing it right. It's like almost it's you're protected in that sense. If you've neglected it or you start pissing on them while they're having a seizure, I think then you could get in trouble. But then again,
But what if no? I mean, you could be pissing on people if they have like burns or something, right? Or
well, if you think that's the right
burns,
thing
or
to
is it
do,
something to sterilize maybe a snake bite or something? You know, I don't know if that's true or not, but you know what I'm trying to say.
sterilite. You just wanted an excuse to piss on someone.
Yeah.
It's like your dad
I
wakes up with a
thought he
snake
was
in the
on
bed.
fire. I just lit a match. Yeah, but there was a fire. It was a hazard. You could have died.
Oh, jeez, it could have actually.
Fire.
Hmm?
Fire. All right. So yeah.
Fire.
I can't find anything
Have
on
we look
this.
at the time, Ed?
We're
Good
doing great.
intentions.
45 minutes and counting. You know what? Actually, speaking of fire, you know what?
Why so you in a hurry or something, Leather?
Yeah, I gotta go shop. So.
Take a shit. Didn't
Oh, well.
go to the gym. You know what's
Oh
not...
no! You know what, mate? I actually quit the gym today.
Why?
Oh, why?
Fucking sick of it. That's why.
You gave
Is it
up
the
that easy.
people?
Yeah, it's the people.
How did I know?
Because I complain about it all the time. It frustrates the shit out of me. I just can't do it anymore. I don't like sitting there waiting for people to finish the 20 sets of whatever the fuck on the same machine that everyone wants to fucking use. Oh my goodness.
Use a
Give me
different
break.
one then.
Aren't they
don't
meant
use
to
the
cycle?
one. Yeah, but people don't. They have their own routine, and it sucks balls. And I try going different times.
You know what's
No
just...
matter what time I go, there's always people there, or the same people are there. For some reason, they're there for 2-3 hours. Give me a break. You guys have nothing to do.
You know what the worst machine is in any gym? A rowing machine. It is the most...
I love the rowing
People love
machine.
so
that, yeah.
fucking stupid. I used one.
Why?
Mind you. I'm. What am I doing? I'm on a slidey seat. I'm given a piece of friggin' elastic and a damn
Yeah.
stupid fucking. But what am I
How is that
doing?
any better than running on a conveyor belt?
Running on a conveyor belt. I'm like my leg muscles are going. I'm moving my arms
no,
on the rowing machine. I don't know what I'm doing there. Am I taking
Isn't
a
rowing
shit?
machine cardio?
I don't know. I did it for like 20 minutes. I was like, I'm not even out of breath. What am I doing? What am I
It's
doing?
meant to be a bit of everything, like arms, and legs,
Yeah.
because you're finishing back.
It's a lot of movement. It's cardio. It's arms. And back,
I must
all
have been
that.
doing it wrong. I just there, cock out.
He was sitting on the string and pulling the seat.
Yeah.
You're doing it the way Borat was doing it. Yeah, you just.
Have you seen
love
that
those.
photograph of the larger lady at a gym who was on a cycling machine with a helmet strapped on, with a race helmet on?
No.
And it's like "safety first" is the caption. It's so hilarious.
Everyone laughs at her, but you know, the person next to her probably flipped the shit all around. The whole thing fell on her. And she probably died. While this one was protected because she's got a helmet in case something like that ever happened to her.
He's
know
walking
what? You
around
laugh.
along flipping treadmills.
Yeah, you just don't know.
You're right. You don't. Thank you for clarifying. That was you,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
It was me in my lovely pink dress.
Yeah, he got the shits waiting for it
Mhm.
Yeah, and he flipped it, knocked her on
Yeah.
her head.
and killed
That'll
her.
teach her. Laugh at me, little bitch.
I'm trying to find it now. It's such a great photo. It's like there's two types of people. There are complete idiots at the gym, and then there's complete douchebags at the gym. And both of which I do not want to associate, because the idiots are fucking idiots and the douchebags are there with their testosterone ready to rape someone. They really are. Those guys fuck me off with their arms that are the same width as my leg. It's like, holy hell, it's just, I give up.
Oh,
Oh.
there was a picture on Reddit today, and it was some guy who had won the same trophy his dad did for weightlifting from like the 80s.
Oh.
And the most interesting thing I found about like the aspect of the trophy itself is that the trophy from the 80s was like a slim, kind of very athletic looking guy, like someone you would expect to see at the Olympics maybe back from the 80s or whatnot. The one that he had from this year was this fully muscled, like bulky muscles that you'd never even heard of, never knew it existed, just this huge pulsating like wad of meat.
Yeah, what? Oh, this is kind of shows how
I've
society's
seen that
changed.
before.
Can she taste the roofies? I just found that in my lol section.
Oh wow.
But that's actually the thing. You know how last week? Wait, sorry, I'm gonna get back to that, Muggsy. But remember how
That's
last week you were showing or the week before it was like the still images that were manipulated to with silly captions of like old people having a go at young kids, calling them little shits and stuff.
Yeah.
This one's another one where another thing where they take, I think it's dioramas from kids shows and they change the words.
Yeah.
What's
The
it?
informational like cardboard
Yeah, that's it.
fold out thing.
So that's one. But anyway, sorry. So
But can she taste it is the question.
so you're saying that people are no longer slim and they're now big.
I think societies can get ridiculous, and everyone has to have like this perfect physique, and it has to be like fully muscle, and you have to see everything. You can't just be fit; you have to be muscly.
Yeah.
Are you talking about for
You
men?
can't just be healthy; you have to be
No, definitely for men.
mostly for men. But I think,
Because I think that's been like that for a long time, like forever.
I mean, no, yeah, but fit, not like full musced.
No, it's always
Like,
been
just
like that. That's why dudes
Uh,
pump the freaking steroids, and they've been doing that for ages.
Yeah.
Because they want to impress not just the lady, themselves, and everyone else.
Yeah. It's true. I mean, I started to.
That's not nice. But that face is great.
it's the lack of teeth.
I mean, I've started to do weights because I want to friggin' have muscle because I see guys out there that are friggin' huge, and
Well, why do you want to be just like them?
because if I get my face kicked in, I want to be able to get at least one punch
Yeah.
that they might notice.
See, that's a key point to stuff like that.
It's
You don't wanna-
self-defense. We don't have
Yeah.
guns, so I'm gonna make my own.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the wake of me quitting the gym, I'm now looking for bench press and stuff to just purchase and
Bench
Ooh.
my
press.
little home gym.
I can.
I can be a bench press.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I found one at Gumtree.
I can give you a bench. We can find
Wait,
a
you guys
price
don't use a
somewhere.
bench?
Found one on
You know, I have a couple in the kitchen.
Oh, thanks, mate. I can press those up and down. Nice.
Yeah, get like a fucking orange squeezer or something.
I got a
Yeah,
Squeeze some
I'll
oranges.
not think about it. Thanks, mate.
Okay, no worries.
I got a 6-pack of donuts. Does that help?
Oh
Actually,
mate, I'm
it
looking
would.
for a good 6-pack.
Yeah, man.
What kind of 6-pack, mate?
A beer.
Beer, yeah. Not the fat 1-pack that you got hanging there. Look, hello, little fella. How are you? Oh, I'm massive. How are you? Oh, yeah. I'm all right, I guess.
I'm big.
You know, I like you.
But see, my home is so shit that I can only get this, bench press thing. I can't get one of those units, like the actual
It's for kids.
proper gym ones. I can't do that. So I have to use a bench press for ants.
You know, it'd be great if it's like just your dad. He's like wearing a latex suit, and you have to lay on top of him. It's like I don't remember this handle being between my
Well,
ass.
I am going to ask him to spot me, so you know,
Oh, okay.
you never know what could happen.
You're right. You're right.
You're facing the wrong way, Dad.
Yeah. See what Aldi has because they've got all types of weird stuff at
They
Aldi.
don't have anything.
You know,
I mean,
and
Gumtree seems to be the way to go.
I've actually just started to shop at Aldi.
Yeah, you've been raving on about it for a while.
Love it. Love it. It's
Hey, I
great.
wouldn't be surprised if they randomly have those weekly specials and it's a car. You know?
A car.
For
Well,
kids.
Apparently they had this big thing. It was an article. I'm not going to get into the article because we're kind of steering away from that this time. But there's like, you know, they have like very limited, like when they have like their mega sales of something that's like insanely reduced from like 1,000 down to 200 or 300, they only bring out like 6 friggin' items, and like they've got like a line of people lining outside of Aldi for like an hour, and then like it sells out within 30 seconds because one family will grab 90% of them.
Oh, it's horrendous.
I don't understand how companies allow this sort of thing where if you have a nice sale, make it 1 per customer.
Yeah.
Why are people allowed to buy 10 of the same thing and so they could send
Yeah.
sell it on eBay for double the price.
Exactly. When the last time I went there, my sister wanted something. I think I can't remember what it was, and I mean, I won't say exactly who it was, but there were a bunch of like ladies who like kind of pushed in front of us, and they ran down the
I
back.
already tell what nationality you're talking about.
And there were just all these really cheap travel luggages and like
yeah, that's one at least. Yeah.
and all I could think about, because there was like one lady who grabbed like 3 or 4 of them, is they're just gonna buy them really cheaply now. They'll go home, throw them on Gumtree or eBay, and amp up the price, and they make a profit off of it.
But they're still selling it cheaper than the retail price, which is ridiculous. Well, you know what? At one store I worked at, I'm not going to talk about the store itself, but we had a sale and it was like 5 per customer. One guy came in and he's like, grabbed like 20 of them. It's like, sorry, 5 per customer. And so he bought 5, walked away, and then 2 seconds later his wife walks in. That was with him, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy 5 too, and I'm a different customer, so you have to." And it's like, well, fuck you too then.
How do you know it was the wife?
Because she was with him when he first came in.
Well, how do you fight that? But see, that's
1 per family. Check fucking marriage
5
certificates.
per person is still pretty insane, but you know,
These
at
were
least there's a limit.
These were
I
packs
don't
of
know.
razors though. They were small. They were small things, but they were really cheap. Usually they're like it's like a 20 pack of razors.
People are just so selfish and greedy. Like, let
Yeah.
other people have some.
No, wait, not. Just give it all to me. Fuck everyone. I want the fucking candy and the donuts, and I want Paris Hilton's tip. What?
No one has ever said they want
Sorry.
a Paris Hilton.
Sorry, that was
At
my
least
bad.
not in the last 10 years. So Ed, you may have her.
No, thank you.
Reminds me of House of Wax.
What, is that a porno where they wax the pubes?
They use rusty poles and stuff as well.
Well, Paris is
My kind of porno. You know, some people go to adult stores to get sex toys. I go to the hardware store. So let your sister know about that, Lever.
If you come to the Bunnings near me, you know, guess we'll see you there.
Okay. Oh, I saw what you did there. Threw it back in my face.
Well, I suppose the lowest prices are just the beginning.
Nicely done. And you know what the beginning is right now? Okay, this is the one article I read today that I kind of wanted to get out. Bitcoin, the founder of Bitcoin, has sold...
No, Bitcoin.com.
What? The founder of Bitcoin.com?
Read the article, mate.
Oh, fuck it. I read it while I was eating lunch at work, stressed out, and I only read like every second word.
The co-founder of one of the largest Bitcoin websites has sold his entire stash, saying the currency is virtually unusable.
What do you mean unusable?
Yeah, because it's not currency. It's stock.
Yeah. But people are going to call it currency all they want, but it's fucking stock, no matter what you say.
So
You used to be able to purchase stuff with it now. Now you can't. Like, Valve no longer accept Bitcoin as currency because of how ridiculous it is.
So the message is this is just hype that everyone thinks that it's the new wave of currency, but it's not actually.
No. I feel one day it will be, but this huge jump is out of control. And once people realize you can't do anything with it, it's just going to stabilize as stock, or people will realize it's pointless. Start selling, and then bang.
The main issue, well, this was meant to be something that the governments couldn't get their hands on because it was meant to be peer-to-peer.
And it will be.
And now they're talking about regulations, and that's what's going to cause everything to be fucked. Because as soon as the government get their greedy little paws and start taxing this and regulating that, it goes fucked. It's just fucked.
But it's already fucked with or without it. Once people start taking control of things themselves.
Like Reddit. 4chan.
Yeah.
Example.
Yeah. Once it starts to go a bit mainstream, this is when all shit breaks.
In the Bread podcast.
I just wish I invested time in making Bitcoin. I could have been a little bit richer, you know. I regret it so much because I had so many times in my mind I thought, you know what, I could just do this. I'll make like 1 or 2 coins or whatever, and then I could use it for, I don't know, a key for Team Fortress or something like that. But no, I had to be the dumb shit and thought, no, I won't do it because it's a waste of time, electricity, etc., to farm it. You know, apparently it's really it was hardcore back then.
Well, now you got to get special computers, and I've been looking into this so many times, and it's like you got to spend like $1,000 just to get a computer to start mining it. So
which I had.
You bought a
I could have.
You
No,
did?
I have always had like $1,000 or $2,000 computer.
No, but these
Even
aren't
specifically dedicated
specifically dedicated. You can't use your CPU or GPU anymore to mine to mine bitcoins. It has to be a specific computer now built in order to do that. And of course, the more you pay, the better the hash rate.
Yeah. It just sounds like a shit scheme. I'm not a part of this anymore. It's gone. It's too far. It's too late now.
It's gone. It's
Pretty much. This is the stupid thing. When Bitcoin first came out, there were 2 cents a coin. Imagine if you just bought 100 of them. That would have cost you $2. 100 of them. That would be. Jeez, where's my math?
It's literally $2.
Now.
People give $50 to streamers for no reason, you know. So this is $2. That could have gone. What? That could have been turned into freaking
2 million.
Maybe over 100. Yeah, or 2 million actually, because it's 20,000 Australian. Yeah,
25,000.
It's fair enough to fantasize, but you don't know. It's like any other stock that you could potentially
it's what Ed was saying. It's only like a couple of bucks. Like it wouldn't have done anything.
It's a risk. That's right. I mean, I've invested in something like 10 different cryptocurrencies right now, and it's pulled off. As I've said, I've invested in one coin. I spent about $300. It rose up dramatically before I bought it. It was going at 30. I bought it when it was between 28 cents a coin, and then it rose up to 35, and then it went back down to 31. And I bought like another 700 more of these coins. I spent about $300 on it, and it jumped up, and now I have a grand of this coin because the stock rose. And I was like, sweet, great, go higher.
You know what you should do with that though? Like just get your money back that you put in, and that way all that money there is just pure profit.
That's what I've been thinking about. But then I'm thinking,
just take some of the money back. Because you never know. It could just completely drop altogether.
It could, but also I know that if I get it back now, say I redeem that cash.
Well, if you don't care about the money, then yeah, fine.
Well, the one thing I learned when I started looking into this, because I was looking into stocks and I was looking into cryptocurrencies, the best piece of advice I ever read on one website was: do not buy anything, do not spend any money you cannot afford to lose. And I was like, that is the best advice anyone can take. If this is not extra money that you would say put towards, say, a couple of beers or a nice dinner out, and you just think, no, I'm going to save this money and put it towards something else, that is the money. You don't go, okay, this is the rent I'm going to have for next week, I'm going to put it into
Yeah.
That's it.
I agree with that.
Cool. And you know what? And I've been doing this Acorns app as well with the micro investments. And the company's a big load of shit. They're probably taking more out of fees, and then I'm actually putting it in to investments. So I'm not actually gaining anything. If anything, I'm losing money.
You should quit then.
Well, I said I'll do it for a solid month and see how it went. If after a month I've lost money, I'm just going to close the account and be like, nope, sorry, goodbye. See ya. You're not taking any more.
Well, how much money did you put in?
So far I put in like when you first started, it's like, hey, why don't you put some money in to begin with? And I was like, okay, cool. So I put in $20, and I thought, I can afford $20. And then it's like, do you want to put in a continual investment every month?
Oh, yeah. No, you don't do that.
And well, I said yes. So I thought $5 a month I can do that. So I put in $5, so it's 25, and then all the rounding ups, it's like been a couple of bucks here and there that it's added to over the last week and a bit. And what?
When is your month up? Like how long do you have left?
I've got like another maybe another 2 weeks. I'm gonna say 2 weeks.
Wait. So after that 2 weeks, if you cancel the monthly subscription, you just get the cash out instantly, or can you keep that money there?
I will withdraw it all the way back into my bank account because that's what they said I can do.
But can you keep it there and have it just see if it grows, or?
I guess I could.
Because if it's only been like $20-$30 or something, you may as well just leave it.
Because you're not adding to it.
Yeah. It's just that's sitting there doing nothing. Like, what are you going to do with that money anyway?
Well, it's just going to go straight to fees then. What's the point?
Well, how do you know? It could rise up. Isn't this the whole point of stocks and risks and all that?
It could, but I can assure you that come on, it's me we're talking about.
Yeah, but it's only $20-$30. That's what I'm saying. Like, what are you going to do with that money?
Buy a lollipop.
Buy a cheeseburger and shove it in my ass.
Expensive.
Fair enough. You better take it back.
You know what? I made some money this week. I found some guy's wallet when I was walking the dog. And yeah, that was
Now I have a new identity.
free money.
Say hello to Fred.
It was really good actually. I got the guy's ID, photocopied it. Now I'm this. No, I found him on Facebook, and I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, found your wallet. How can I get it back to you?" Because on his address, he like lived way out west, and he was, and it's like, "Oh, I'm near this place that I'm doing this job." I was like, "Oh, that's very close to where I found it." It's like, so he must have lost it on his way to work, and I was like, "I'm here," and he actually came over, and he had like. Maybe he had a couple of 50s in his wallet. I didn't have a good look, but
Oh, come on, tell us. Be honest.
he had $130, and and a membership for Rebel Sport, and the guy is a metalhead, and I found out that he likes kind of the same music I do, and he was so thankful. He gave me.
Guitarist?
I don't know if he is or if he isn't. No, he's a tradie. He's a cool dude though, and he was so happy. He gave me $20 to say thank you, and I was thinking as like I knew he was coming towards me. I was like, no, if he offers me money, just don't accept it. Just because a good deed is his own reward, I will refuse any money he offers me. And then he offered it. I was like, oh, yeah, sure, I don't want to be rude. Yeah, give it to me. Oh, fuck, I just took the money. But the one thing I found out is that you can call people through Facebook. Did you know you could do that?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Because I went out for a walk trying to find...
Does it just use that messages service app or something, or what?
I don't know.
Yeah.
No idea. Because I found photographs of his vehicle, and I thought, I'll look for his car, and if I can find his bike, if I find his bike, I can leave his wallet there. But I couldn't find it. When I came back, it was like, you have a missed call from such and such on Facebook. I was like, missed call?
You have video chat as well.
Video chat?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what the fuck? You can do that now? What next? An app where you can like talk to people using your camera phone, and people do it back, and you can like video call people. That's weird. That doesn't happen.
There's a what's it called? You can start like
Fisting.
it's through Facebook as well.
Uh-huh.
Start like encrypted chats with people too.
Mm. Excellent.
Exactly what Ed needs.
Yep. Can the FBI trace it?
Probably.
Secret, yeah. This I think it's called secret conversation.
Cool. Oh, that's just okay. I don't understand this.
They're encrypted from one device to another. You can make these messages disappear, and you can still report conversations even for a short time after the messages have disappeared.
Try and help me out here. The
Learn
FBI,
more.
they can watch what we do. They're tracking us through our ISPs. They know what we're doing, who we're talking to, who's underage, who's not, all this shit. And yet, they get some terrorist guy who's killed themselves and like, Apple, how do we unlock this phone? It's encrypted. Don't they have software to unlock phones? I assumed all the CIA and all that could do that stuff.
No.
So, but then again, like, apparently if I'm caught texting an underage girl with my phone, like, they already know everything about it, so I'm in jail. And yet, they can't unlock my phone, apparently. Not that I'm doing that, I'm just saying
that's
hypothetically.
different. Like, if you're texting someone, that's all, like, over the internet.
That's circumstantial.
If on a phone, when you're putting in your password or whatever, that's only unlocking your phone. It's going to your phone only. It's not getting stored or going through some internet service to unlock. It's just locally on the phone. So how would they be able to get that information? It's not possible.
But I assume that every bit of software is hackable. That's the one thing. There is nothing that's 100% proof.
There was a lot of controversy.
I mean, maybe it's hackable, but
if the FBI can't do it, no one can. That's my opinion.
But they'd be illegal. Like, they'd have to be...
I think they'd actually have to get Apple and all these other...
The police have never broken the law before. Ooh.
But they can't do it remotely. If they had the phone with them, I'm sure they can find a way somehow, but they would probably need to go through all these procedures and processes.
Which they've tried before, and Apple have... At least the last time, they tried to ask Apple to patch in or install a backdoor into the phone so they could
just to make it easier. That's all it is. I think it's just to make it easier. I think it's hackable. I think they can do it.
But I mean, if they can
Apple are very closed, closed-minded, but their operating system is very closed up, so you can't do much with it. At least not that not that people like if you're gonna hack into something, it's easy to hack into a Windows or something like that or an Android because it's more open source and people can mess around and do whatever the hell they want. Apple, not so much.
But the reason why that kind of fell flat on its face is because if Apple were to install a backdoor that the police could access, then what's from them turning around going and saying, all right, you did it for this one phone, why can't you do it for all these other phones? And then it spreads from not just Apple to any other product to a point where anybody can have access to this known backdoor that's meant to be in every product that's available.
Well, it's not just that, it's once they do have a backdoor, then hackers will find a way to exploit it too.
Exactly. And they're going to know about it.
Yep.
Because there's an exploit there. So that whole... I think it was last year, maybe. I can't remember exactly when. So that whole thing kind of fell flat on its face.
On its face. You heard it here live.
That's right.
You know what?
I was
looking at this Officeworks thing for the canvases.
I'm hungry.
Oh, me too.
Yep.
Bacon and eggs, dear. And
make that too.
It says that it takes about 7 days for the canvases to be made. But you know what?
Okay.
I want this to be special, so I'm even thinking just delivering it because 7 days. Oh wait, no, that's after Christmas. Fuck.
Yeah. Is that to be delivered or to be like made and processed?
Mate, 3D printers are really slow. This
is canvas prints.
Canvas printing.
Didn't you say 3D printing?
No, they had. I was just amazed that they had 3D printing. This is canvas printing. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I might call them up and see if they can express it. Oh yeah, for $200 more we can do that. Well, no, fuck you.
Couldn't you ask to pick it up? They don't have to deliver it. Just.
Actually, yes, but it says collect in 7 days or 7 days, 7 to 10 days delivery. Collect in 7 to 10 business days or estimated collection.
Fuck.
I'll call them up.
Yeah, maybe.
And just say, look, can it be done in an hour? They'll laugh at me and hang up, and I'll fuck them off.
And you'll masturbate.
Oh, I already did.
Who didn't?
Yeah.
Hands up.
Hands up.
Come on, children.
Ew.
Now he needs to be censored.
Why? Oh, for that? Come on. Jeez. You know what? That was a great article I read today. You know, I probably got it wrong, like the Bitcoin thing, though. But it was like this woman posted this blog about how she won't let her husband, how she won't let her husband, the father of her child, bathe her daughters. Because men have men parts and it's okay for them to bathe sons, but a daughter needs to be bathed by the mother. And then it kind of... Let me find this fucking article. Because brought to you by the nice people who say that all men are pedophiles ready to rape you. Where is it? It's absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, amen, sister. You tell them, girl. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. And
that is ludicrous.
And it was this whole kind of you could tell that she was hinting towards every man has the power to molest if they want to.
Yeah, and every woman does too. What the hell does that even mean?
So yeah, everyone has the power to kill someone. Doesn't mean it's a...
That's right.
Fucking idiot.
So what happens when they're like on an outing or something, or he's on an outing with his daughters, and the mum's not there to take the daughter to the bathroom?
No.
Because he's a male and he can't do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What do you do?
Yeah. What does the husband do? Nothing, because he's too scared pussy.
Because he's a male and men.
Yeah, he has no right to say anything. Yeah, that's right.
Play video games and.
Nah, seriously, the men have no power anymore. It's all women.
Doritos.
Working 8 days a week.
Yeah.
Here we go. No, wait, that's not it. Risky investment.
Well, she sits at home and doesn't.
I thought we weren't doing articles then.
We brought up some. Oh, and this is a great article I read today as well. This is just circumstantial. Shut up. Doctors advise not to use the word obese as it might offend. Fuck off, world, you PC piece of shit. New South Wales Health has introduced a policy advising doctors to avoid terms like obese in case it might offend or stigmatized.
What do you call them? Overly fat? There's no nice way of saying calling someone who's ridiculously overweight.
Yeah, what do they
I
say?
found
in
it. I found it. I
response?
found it.
Putting
Wait.
it in a nice way.
Wait. There is an actual term they use that make me wanted to punch my dick off. Here. Wait. Here we go.
Horizontally challenged.
Doctors should not refer to patients as quotations fat, but rather as being quotations above the health weight range.
What does that even mean?
That's okay.
It means,
but
Jesus, take me now. I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
I could see that
But,
as
like-
professional. That's okay, but
But obese is
they're
like,
obese. That's the whole point. That's what the terminology means. They're making fun of you. They're not calling you fat shit. They're saying you're overweight.
I love
You're
this.
obese.
I love you
Wake
as a
up.
doctor. You fat
Smell the
shit.
roses. Don't eat the roses. Pay attention to your health.
Oh, just be happy for who you are. If you're fat, skinny,
But, like,
whatever.
Isn't
No.
it,
If you're fat, you need to lose the weight. It's a health issue.
But anything can be made into an insult, right?
Yeah.
Because instead of calling kids obese, they'll be just like, haha, you're not within the average.
That's even worse.
You're not. Yeah,
You're not
because it's like you're not normal. You're not
right.
average.
At least you have a name as opposed to just, you don't meet the social criteria of being a human being because
Yeah.
you are
Go,
above the whatever.
go jump in a hole. Oh wait, you wouldn't fit in the hole. Ah ha ha.
Humans,
No, it's actually worse.
humans are kind of, they grapple onto something which society dictates outside of the norm, like, and they use that as a leverage to hurt people's feelings. Isn't that right, Poindexter?
Hey, you know what? Honestly, I wish we could talk more about this because I have something to say. All I will say is that plus size models can
Sit
well,
on your
not can.
face.
They piss me off. They piss me off, and they should not exist.
That's a bit
Okay.
harsh. Harsh, but
No,
fair.
it's
Right.
fair. It's fair because you're promoting unhealthy lifestyle, and I hate it.
All right. What
I'm
about?
I'm not saying average size women. They're fine. That's actually great. I'm saying plus size women, like fat women that are priding themselves in how massive they
But
are.
if they're already fat and they've got clothing that they need for fat people to see, to be modeled for,
No, like
why
they're in
wouldn't you use
bikinis and shit showing
plus-
off their bodies.
What about people who have health issues though? Like they can't control
Yeah,
like
their
a
see-
thyroid problem?
Yeah,
Yeah.
look, that's different. I guess. That's
But how can you tell the difference, Leber? How can you tell?
Don't put me in this position.
Is it because they
No,
genetically
you put
mod-
yourself in
Yeah,
this
you-
position. You made
know
a bold
what?
statement. You have to back
Look,
yourself.
I'll tell you guys what. I'll tell you guys what.
It's just like
Right.
the N word
Let's
from
say
last
you're
week.
both wrong,
Uh-huh.
and I'm right.
Oh,
Leave it at that.
you're the great.
Argument
And then
one.
we can discuss this properly next. How
Next
does
week.
that sound?
Sounds great. You know what?
Yeah,
But we
that's
can't finish it off just Lever because we haven't played a I like because.
I also have an article I want to discuss
That's
too,
a-
but
that's
I guess
a-
we'll save that for next week.
You know what? There was no articles this week, Lever, so tough. What was the
Yeah,
article,
no,
mate? Just quickly, we'll do it in 10 seconds.
Sorry, I had to attend to something. What was that?
What was the article? We'll do it in 10 seconds.
Oh no, who cares? We'll do it next week.
Okay, we'll do it next week.
Oh my gosh, I will not. I can. You know what? I can wait. I can wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it about
It didn't
Steve
sound
Bush-
like you could earlier.
Is it about Steve Buscemi? I'm happy to talk about him if you'd like.
So, just hurry up and start this game. Let's go.
Okay, he needs to take a shit. Okay, who's doing who this week? We
don't remember.
Leber did me, so I'll do Nugsy. Nugsy does no. I do Leber this week. Leber does Nugsy. Nugsy does me.
Okay.
Who would like to go first as the topic chooser?
You.
Me?
Cousin.
What?
Cousin.
We're all cousins here.
We are the cousins. Leber, you choose for Nugsington right now.
Nugsington.
Nugsington.
Hi, my name is Nugsington, and I like tortoises.
Oh, tortoises. You know,
You gotta say.
it was a
statement.
video I watched. What?
You gotta start with a statement. I like tortoises
Oh
because.
yeah. I like tortoises because.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a video a while ago that used to circle the internet, and you know, the little kid, this little brat, said that he liked turtles, but you know what? Tortoises are the superior amphibian
I like turtles.
reptile. You know, they swim around. No, reptiles.
Reptiled.
Why are you ruining this, Ed? Shut up!
Sorry.
Fucking, this is your game, and you're fucking it up.
I make the rules. Sorry. He's just cranky because he needs to go get his tampons.
He needs to get his temp on.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, Nugsy, proceed. Don't worry. I froze the time. There we go.
All right. And they swim around and they lay eggs, and it's been really hot lately. And I would love nothing more than to swim around in some tortoises in some cool, refreshing water out of the sun for once, not in the burning heat for fucking 4 hours during the day. Fucking sick of it. Fucking amount of times I've been sunburnt last 2 weeks is fucking ridiculous. And maybe I should start going sunscreen. I've been thinking about that for a while. I could, give some sunscreen to the tortoises so they don't get sunburnt either.
So, and that's why Nugsy likes tortoises.
Yes.
Because he gets sunburn, apparently. Oh, jeez. Okay, Nugsy, you do it for me now.
Okay. Edward likes rubber band balls because...
I like rubber band balls because there is no limit to the size of a rubber band ball. It can be as big or as small as the person wants it to be. In fact, you can make it so large that it doesn't even fit in your house. And I think that was the world record of the biggest rubber band ball. The great thing about rubber band balls is that they can come in all different shapes and sizes, but usually they are ball shaped. But you can make them elongated ball shapes or short and stubby ball shapes, much like my penis. And the great thing about rubber band balls is that they can be bounced at any different height. Depending on how high you go relative to the velocity that it is traveling down, obviously, and that they actually discovered there was a risk factor of the world's largest rubber band ball when they threw it out of a helicopter. They feared that when it was going to hit the grounds, that the immense pressure caused within the rubber hitting the ground and the force coming down on top, that it was going to cause an explosion to happen or an ignition of flames to happen within inside. A combustion of inside the rubber band balls. So the fact that the rubber band balls can also have a potential fire hazard is another awesome thing that we need to keep in mind with rubber band balls.
Any rubber band balls?
Any, yeah. But I guess the bigger the rubber band ball, apparently the greater the risk, because obviously you need quite a bit of mass and energy to cause such a combustion to happen inside a rubber item.
What if you have a really large rubber band ball, but like a low density?
I don't know.
Would you still be able to? Would you be able to do it then without it combusting?
Possibly. Well, the rubber band ball it didn't actually bounce. This one, as I say, it was massive. It was like couldn't.
Do you need a helicopter? Can you use a crane?
You could. But this guy dropped it.
What about
out
a ladder?
From like hundreds of meters up in the air. Not a ladder. It has to be. It was really high up. And
what
when
about
it hit,
a really long ladder?
Well, the problem is let me get to the problem here. When it hit the ground, it didn't bounce. It exploded and imploded. So the sheer force of it hitting the ground, it just couldn't bounce back. The rubber just went and shattered.
So we don't exist anymore then?
Possibly. Maybe it was like when they set off a nuke.
Because it imploded.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was why I like rubber band balls. Okay, Levy, you ready?
He's gone.
Yeah. I'm now researching rubber band balls. I didn't know it was that great.
They're pretty cool. Seriously,
I have one on my desk.
That's how it work. Yeah, because you just bounce them around like as if they're tennis balls or something. Play handball with them shits. Yeah.
Mine's pretty sizable.
You can have them any size you want them to be.
I'll give you a photo so you can show the people.
I hope it's your real ball. Literally like a rubber band around it. Rubber band ball. Anyway. Lever likes smearing toothpaste in his eyebrows because...
Lever likes smearing toothpaste on his eyebrows because sometimes he just wants to smell that minty, fresh smell every time he walks and blinks and moves. And when his sweat rolls down his forehead, he can smell it even more because it'll be all over his face. And it'll burn my eyes, but that's okay because that minty freshness will just refresh my eyes and I'll feel wide awake. Not in pain. They may look red, but they're actually happy. Like when you get drunk and you start, getting red-faced or something, your eyes are getting happy. They're drunk off this smell and freshness. And you know what? It's like a gel as well, if you think about it. It's a cheap way to spike up your eyebrows if you want.
And your sex life.
And, well, not quite, but maybe I'll give that a go. I'll ask Dad what he thinks, and then we'll see how we go from there. But it depends also on the toothpaste. Now, you don't want to get the Oral-B. You want to get the Colgate, the one the dentists recommend. 9 out of 10 dentists recommend Colgate. Now, which one do you get? I couldn't tell you. There's like 17 different types. You can have the triple action one, or you can have the whitening one. But you know what? Because it's going on your eyebrows, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
The privileging one, sorry.
The privileging, the whole privileging one.
Thank you.
Did I make it?
Yeah, you did great. You went over there. You got a gold star.
Well, you liked that a bit. I did what?
You got a gold star for that one there.
Oh, thanks.
You know what we haven't been doing? We haven't been picking a loser.
Oh, I think we all lose in a sense because we played the game.
Everyone listening loses.
Yeah. But you know what? This is the new Would You Rather. This will take over the sound waves as soon as people find us.
All right.
Maybe get that website set up.
Yeah, we do. You know what? And we need to do a photo shoot. And I had everything set up, and then someone said they couldn't do it.
Someone said what?
Someone couldn't come and do it because they were running late.
Oh yeah, I couldn't come that day because I couldn't be bothered. I was just gonna be there for a couple of hours. I couldn't be fucked. It's so hot.
Well, to be fair, I mean, with the time we had, we actually, I got all that footage. I've been meaning to edit it. I'll edit the footage tomorrow because Nugsy and I had a great time under the house.
Good.
Yeah, it was nice and cool, actually.
You went under the house?
I did.
Ed?
Nugsy, how scared was I?
It was difficult to tell, but somewhere between quivering and shitting his pants.
Yeah, but I did it. You know what? Because I'm a little bitch, and I faced my fears lever. And as soon as I got under there, I realized I had nothing to fear, except for Nugsy's throbbing erection.
Oh, I tried to hide it as best as possible, but
yeah,
it's a bit hard when like you're crawling through the dirt and it just leaves a large track.
Yeah,
in your wake.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Oh well. You know what? Is that it? Is that it for today? Are we done?
I suppose so. I could always pull something up on my phone.
No,
actually, I thought about something. I mean, if you'd like me to continue.
We've got 3 minutes at the very most. Then we'll be at 90 minutes.
Okay. Do you think you could talk about this
in 3 minutes? Well, the sooner you bring it up and stop asking about it, yes.
Okay. So we've all released gas, farted. Do you think that someone in China has breathed in the aftermath of your fart at some point in their lives?
What? From me here in Australia?
That, no.
Like,
yeah, because you just fart and it goes into the atmosphere.
I'd say at that point it's gone so high up into the atmosphere that it couldn't be breathed by anyone.
But could there not have been a remnant particle from that fart just like floating around that someone in China has inhaled?
It's so light that it's lighter than air that no, because air and nitrogen and oxygen are heavy. But okay, why do you bring this up? Is this a thing that scientists have thought?
I was just thinking about it at work, and I just wondered if
I know that in Japan you can get jars that hot Asian women have farted in and pay like $100 for it. Fart jars. You guys never heard of that?
No, but what are we doing sitting here? We should be capitalizing on this.
Well, we're not.
They're not going to know if it's female or not.
Good point.
Do they have to are they like scented so like someone had a curry or something the night before?
I guess so. I guess
some broccoli, Brussels sprouts.
Possibly. I mean, I only just made it up now, but it sounds pretty convincing.
I'm sure it exists.
Hey, you two stop fighting. Hey. Crazy
I'm
cats.
sorry.
Oh well.
You started it.
You're right. With that, Leber's got to go do his shopping because he didn't do all his shopping over the weekend. And I've got to go have a masturbate again. Leber and what's Nugsy got to do right now?
Probably
stare at us.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, at the same time.
I think about sleep.
Sounds good. Oh, sleep would be nice. Oh well, with that, for the first podcast in our office, it's been a nice podcast. It feels like it hasn't been too forced, and I must admit, I do like the new office. It feels beautiful. I got my whole.
It looks pretty good. I can't wait to actually see it.
Yeah, you guys will be amazed at what we've managed to do here. I feel like I've actually got a proper recording room now. So, Yeah, can't wait to show you.
Levitt's was telling you for so long to get on that as well.
It's just a lot of work, and we got so much crap that we got to sort out still because we got like 1,000 books out there which we have to now donate to charity.
The better question is, what are you going to do with all that space in your room now? What are you going to put there?
Georgie thought about a couch. I wanted to put a writing desk in.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Why is the Raven like a writing desk?
I don't.
You could really put both in there.
You
I
could.
mean, just get another desk, like the one that you could have potentially gotten from that lady, and then
Yeah, what the fuck?
put it like a single-seated chair.
Well, yeah, that's what we wanted.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what we might do. And now I've got heaps of room on my side. I don't have to walk in on the bed like leaning and on the side. I can actually just walk in there now. It's great. Heaps of room. And that with the fly going down, I think that's goodbye from everyone.
Shit,
from
toodaloo. In the bread. Yeah.
Take care, everyone.
Catch you later, I guess, maybe. Have a good one.
Let us say goodbye.
Sayonara.
Wait, if I don't say goodbye, this doesn't end?
No,
Ta-da.
that doesn't mean you. It also means you can't go out for your shopping.
Fruit Loops.
I don't give a shit.
Sultana Brown.
I'll take that. Bye.
Oh wait, bread, isn't it? Not cereal. Wake up for breakfast, peanut butter toast. Open the bread box, shit, there's no loaf, oh no, my toast. How will I get by? Oh, what am I gonna do? No, nothing else will do. I need my loaf. Go down the road to the store. Head to the bakery, but fuck, they've got no more. Oh no, my loaf. How will I get by? No, I don't know what to do. Oh, I think I have a clue. It's in the Bread Podcast.